LEGO released a series of Muppets minifigures, and currently they're all homeless. So I'm gonna build a skyscraper apartment building for them to live in with a working elevator and fully detailed interiors. Here's all 12 of the figures. We've got Kermit, Piggy, Fozzie, Gonzo, and a lot more. With all this variety, it's one of the best licensed series LEGO has ever done. For once, I'd say each minifig is actually worth a $5 price tag, but when you buy the whole series for one video, it starts to add up. Any sane person would just make something like this to display them all and leave it at that. But we built an entire LEGO city for the last minifig series, and we're planning on one for the next. But for the Muppets, we're gonna cram all 12 dwellings into one big building instead, with each apartment floor belonging to 2 roommates. As I was drawing this out, it reminded me of that old mobile game, Tiny Tower, where you build a skyscraper and collect a ton of rent from your residents. They went on to make a game about gambling, obesity, Star Wars, and even LEGO. Can't say I'm a fan of this one. We could totally make a tower that looks better than this. I laid out the base for the first floor, the lobby. This is where the landlord lives, who we'll be building later, but this layout will be slightly different than the apartment floors since we need a front door here for guests to come in. Obviously, a door wouldn't make much sense for the rest of the floors, but we will keep this pattern of windows and the elevator shaft going all the way up. With the gray walls and these stacked window pieces, it'll end up looking a lot like the Daily Bugle set, except with no Spider-Man characters, probably. But I just chose gray because I'll actually have enough of it to finish the whole thing, is what I thought, but quickly realized that no, I definitely don't. There is barely enough to finish the first floor, and we have 6 more to go. I'll need a lot more light gray to finish, so I'm just gonna have to order parts from Bricklink, an online store where you can buy LEGO bricks from different sellers all around the world. Normally we just break our old mocks to get parts for new builds, but we just finished our LEGO city, and I want to leave it intact for a little while longer, at least until we start the next one. So we'll need to buy new pieces for our skyscraper instead, and this is gonna get expensive. I deleted our progress to count up the bricks from the first floor and multiplied that by 7 to get the number of parts we need to order. We're gonna be on our own for the interior wall pieces, which is a bit frightening, but I ended up getting everything in 3 different orders, except one of them is from Greece, so that'll take forever to get here, and this shipping is ridiculous. It would be so much easier to just, nope, I'm not gonna do it. I'll just make poor financial decisions instead. After weeks, the orders started to roll in. This one was completely pointless. Then came the windows, and finally, the reason this video took so long. I couldn't figure out how to open it, but eventually got inside, and look at all of this. Now we can start rebuilding the lobby floor that we previously put to sleep and make it better than ever. This section here on the side is the elevator shaft. It adds a lot of depth, so this whole thing's not just a flat, boring rectangle, and helps me save on precious window pieces. We'll also have double thick floors and walls, so each floor can be a different color. I'm lightly basing this floor on a default lobby from the game, with a dark tan floor and purple striped walls. This side room actually belongs to the landlord's family, who you don't get to meet yet, but I'll show the decorating I did in here later. Then the reception area has these classy white marble walls, but I put in a little desk with a chair, potted plants, computer from 1995, and this bell. Oh, I like that. And because I love making things unnecessarily complicated, we use these little bricks with grooves to make elevator doors that actually open and close. That's why we have this gap here, but come on, that's cool. Even though I broke a brown piece while building it. It's kind of an obstacle course getting from the front door to the elevator, but that's fine. Speaking of the entrance, I spiffed up the border around the door and added a little step, archway, and the actual door. Then I used this piece and an antenna to make a cool doorknob that, okay, never mind. This one actually works. Above the door, I tried a ton of different decorations, landing on this license plate I'm using as an address plaque. With the ceiling and these hanging lights, the first floor is done. So I speed ran the second floor walls for Statler and Waldorf, 2 delightfully geriatric gentlemen taking their heckling to the next level with this sign and in the YouTube comment section. I'm immediately punching a hole in this wall I just finished to fit their classy balcony on the side here, so the 2 can brutally insult the local passersby. I want the inside to feel old and crusty, just like them, so we can add this thick shag carpet that probably just smells nasty, beige wallpaper locally sourced from one of my old mocks, and a fireplace with a hunting rifle above. Behind that, by the way, I'm trying this black accent stripe through the middle of the tower. I don't know how I feel about it. We'll have to see. But back inside, I'll add this lamp and these ratty old recliners that Waldorf and Statler practically live in. They eat, sleep, even go to the bathroom in them. They better enjoy the peace and quiet while they can, because mayhem is moving into the floor above them. Janice and Animal from Electric Mayhem. It's a shame we didn't get the rest of the band, but at least Dr. Teeth got a shout out. And Rolf didn't really want to bunk with the Swedish chef, so he'll fit better here. His Beethoven bust can even be changed to a statue of Zoot. We've got blue carpet, a black wall speckled with these random colors, and a raised stage in the middle for the drum set. I accidentally got 2 of Animal, so we can double the size of his setup. Rolf's grand piano wouldn't fit in the door, unfortunately, and black would just blend in anyways, so let's build him a yellow keyboard using these grill pieces as the keys. Janice gets an amp for her bass and a potted plants, it's kale. Then we'll stick Zoot in Spirit over here, and this is one awesome looking band. On the wall, I tried to build the EM logo. It didn't turn out great, but Animal covers most of it up anyways. All right, now it's done, and I'm sure the neighbors appreciate it. I stole these numbered bricks from a Lego calendar to label the floors, by the way. Not sure what to do with a lobby floor just yet, but we can cover up the white backside with a tile. Floor 4 has only one Muppet now, the Swedish Chef. Lego captured this guy so well, and now we can make a world-class kitchen for him with a tan and white tiled floor. I almost had enough white to finish, but I had to make a few acquisitions to finish the job, and now it looks really cool. But the color scheme I discovered for the walls is way cooler. There wasn't enough room for a full-size fridge in here, so next to the stove I built a mini fridge instead to store dozens of raw glizzies. It feels weird to say. I'm just gonna call them hot dogs.
Hey, Swedish Chef, what's in a hot dog?
Bork, bork, bork. Sure. Now we can remove a chunk of the wall to hang up some cabinets. One for his lucky spoon.
Hey, Swedish Chef, what goes with a spoon?
Bork, bork, bork.
He is great at these.
And the other for a fire extinguisher. An absolute necessity. Not to be confused with the mustard. Ketchup is coming soon. Finally, we can cover this gap with the most Swedish kitchen island of all time. I got it from IKEA, and it uses crafting table pieces from Minecraft. Gotta represent. It's mainly here to cover up the floor space that I don't have tiles for, like this trash can, but we can add a tomato-sized blender on top. And this kitchen is open for business. Spinning on up to floor 5, we've got Dr. Bunsen, Honeydew, and Beaker's Science Lab. These designs are so much fun, except combining this head with this torso just makes me uncomfortable. For this place, I want to channel the energy of our yellow robot factory, because views, and I actually have enough leftover yellow to not have to steal from it, I promise. We've got the same gray floors and yellow walls you know and love, plus I put bars over the windows so no one can see inside and accuse their experiments as witchcraft. I modified the back wall a bit to attach this tool rack to store all their many oil cans, some shelves full of strange objects, and other details. Then I built this potion brewing station, a work desk, and behold, the name Transforminator. We'll test this out later, but with one more familiar face, I modified the kitchen a bit and reverse Thanos snapped floor 6 into existence. This is a comedy club for Fozzie and Gonzo. Absolute classics, by the way. I give it brown floors and blue walls before realizing that Gonzo kind of blends in, but that's okay because he's actually
Gonzo the Great!
Still blends in, but with a cape. I built in this cartoonish cannon to blast out of, repurposing this technique as a fuse that we can light to launch in 3, 2, 1.
Gonzo the Great!
Kinda ruined the wall there, but we can just patch that up. There we go. Camila gets a blinged out chicken coop. That's nicer than my house. And Fozzie literally just gets 2 pieces. All right, we're done. Fart Shoes from the 2011 Muppets movie, where they band together, put on a show, and raise the funds to pay their bills. This will never not be funny. I'll also give him his little bear friend from Muppets Take Manhattan, where they band together, put on a show, and raise the funds to pay their bills. And this Santa costume from the Muppets Christmas movie, where they band together, put on a show, and raise the funds to pay their bills. And save Christmas. See, that one's different. This is plenty of material to work with here. Although, to help him out a bit, I made this sign. There we go. This may be the most random and chaotic floor yet, but at least you're laughing. You're laughing, right? No, you have to do what the sign says. That's how this works. I built floor 7 the good old-fashioned way because this is the penthouse suite for Kermit and Miss Piggy, the all-time power couple. Except at the moment, they kind of hate each other, so living together may be challenging. We'll divide their room up down the middle. Piggy called dibs on the side with a door, so Kermit just has to jump or something, I don't know. Lavender carpet for Piggy, and dirty bath water for Kermit. I'm pretty sure someone just moved the borderline, by the way. But I really like the split colors of the wall. And for a lot of the details, I'm gonna have to scavenge this Winnie the Pooh set. This really puts into perspective how tall our tower is. We'll take this mirror for Piggy's vanity, a log for a frog, and a dog, these green pieces to build a lily pad, and a bee. 3 of them actually that we can put on the walls, along with narcissism and this incredibly janky connection I found for this rainbow piece. This room keeps getting better, but their relationship is getting worse. Miss Piggy copes with the situation by buying expensive clothes, and I made this coat rack with minifig hands to hang them on, while Kermit copes with memes, which is expensive for me. I had to buy another Kermit to remake this, and a 4th Brickling order solely for this butterbeer piece, which I can use as tea for this masterpiece. And I kind of just sneezed for this one. Feel free to use these templates. But now we can add the roof with all the details on top. Don't think a crane's gonna fit. But now it's time to struggle with the elevator. I tried to improve my previous elevator design with what I've learned taking the elevator to work to hopefully create the perfect system. This mechanism allows it to stop at each floor, and to go down, you just release it. Works perfectly. You just gotta turn it like this so people can get in, and yeah, this is great. I covered everything up, and now it literally does not fit under my desk. It's too tall. And because I've neglected to label this floor up until now, we're gonna have to take a massive L and very carefully try to cram it in there. Had no issues whatsoever. But now all these floors look so cool. Except this one's kind of meh. Sorry. But now it's finally time to build the landlord, Mr. Ditkovich, and his daughter Ursula. I went back in time to build their room with the crate of oranges and a stove to make cookies. And now Urs can work the reception desk while Ditkovich collects his favorite thing.
The rent, give me rent.
I told the Muppets that I'd take care of their first month, so let's just take care of that. What happened to all my money? Well, Mr. D said he's gonna kick them all out if they can't pay up, so after all this time building these apartments for them, we failed. The Muppets are going right back to the streets where we found them, unless they do what Muppets do best. Band together, put on a show, and raise the funds to pay their bills. Electric Mayhem started off strong. Miss Piggy held a fashion show. Statler and Wolof just kind of slept through the whole thing, but the lab finally got to test out their named Transforminator. Results are mixed. Kermit interviewed Dwayne Johnson. I've just stopped questioning what's going on here. And the Swedish chef finally made ketchup. Somehow, whatever all that was, raised thousands of dollars, so these guys are set. And this is what the skyscraper looks like next to our Lego city, which you can watch us build in this playlist here.